Hello and welcome to Asia Now. In this video, I'll tell you about the Philippines peso sinks to a new historical low. Foreign tourists denied entry to Thailand. Find out why and what are some of the requirements if you visit Thailand these days, even as a tourist. Sarah Descaya turns herself in as the NBI gets ready to issue an arrest warrant. A 7-year-old amongst those tested positive for HIV in Cotabato. Let's start. So it's weird, this new format. I'm not gonna lie, I'm like all over the place. I feel not shy, but it's like I feel like I'm working again. Like when I used to be a teacher or whatever, it was kind of stressful trying to like maintain just different times back then. Okay. All right, so breaking. The peso exchange rate against the US dollar drops to an all-time low at 59.22 this Tuesday, December 9th. So that's what it closed at. Some people say, oh, I saw it at 59.4 or 59.5. Don't forget, these exchange rates are like, they're never stopping, right? It's an open, a close, and somewhere in between. Different exchange platforms, they all give you different rates. But the official one being 59.9, the lowest one in history. So it weakens against the dollar. And someone says, the peso is weak because the dollar is strong. Yeah, that's the whole point. What? Yeah, exactly. That's what the whole idea of the exchange rate is. But if you're saying that the peso hasn't got weaker, that the dollar has got stronger, well, firstly, let's put aside that we're just comparing, obviously, the USD to the peso. Still, just because the peso hasn't got weaker doesn't mean you still have the same buying power. For example, your 50 pesos right now, maybe 5 years ago, would be able to buy you like a Jollibee meal or something. These days, it cannot. Perhaps the same 50 pesos can only buy you like a French fry or soda or something. So although the numerical value may not see much of a difference, the value of the dollar has, or the peso has, dropped significantly compared to what some people have experienced while living in the Philippines, which I think many of us can attest to. So yeah, that's kind of different, right? Kind of cool. I guess if you're making USD, then it's definitely a benefit to us because we get more for the dollar. And while I do this, I'll take a look at some comments. You know what, actually, I'll save the comments till the end. I think it's probably easier that way, right? For whoever's watching tomorrow morning, you don't have to like sit around for this stuff. So let me go back to my Facebook here. Next up, HIV. A 7-year-old boy among 142 new HIV cases in South Cotabato. That's pretty sad because obviously you have to realize what happened to that boy for them to have HIV. It's messed up. But for you as an expat, as a tourist, you got to remember, please just be careful. You think all these people that get tested and get positive, they knew they were gonna get it, they still did it anyways? No, because they thought it's never gonna happen to me. You know, you think these things are like somewhere out in the wild, or it's never gonna happen to me. But even myself, in the past year or so, my body's reacted very differently to stuff that never used to bother me. For example, right? I'm feeling different pains and aches, and like it just everything changes because I never thought I could get old. And that sounds stupid, but like it's out there, but like slowly start to feel it. Same with this kind of stuff. It's never gonna happen to me. It's gonna happen to someone else. So just be careful. I know, nobody wants to wear gloves, but if you don't want this, it's something you should be aware of. The cases are on the rise. One more thing about, so my personal experience just getting blood work done a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago by now, as well as just like randomly whenever like I just get any kind of blood test, even though there should be no like zero chance, or like there should be no reason why I would have it, when they still test for it, it's really nerve-wracking. Imagine the doctor's like, we're gonna check for HIV and syphilis and whatnot. I'm like, come on, man. Like it's a weird feeling to wait until they say no. Within that 2-hour waiting period, it's pretty stressful in my opinion. Next up, let's go to the Descayas. Just yesterday or the day before, I said they could not contact Sarah or her husband. The flood project, the Ghost Flood Project's allegations against them, right? So now she's gone ahead and turned herself in. The Sarah Descayas arrest warrant expected this week. Over 96.5 million Ghost Flood, that's pesos, control project in Davao Occidental, as President Bongbong Marcos vows to continue investigation and accountability. Just recently, a few hours ago, she's gone ahead and turned herself in. So let's see what happens with that. This is another thing to be aware of. Culture shock, for example. This is probably, I would have never seen this in Canada, but or in the US probably, but if you're coming here, be prepared to like experience something like this even during a fire. Yeah, so there's a fire in Cebu. Fires are very common. We talked about this on the channel before. Poor wiring, people cooking at home, lack of education, accessibility, and sometimes the fire trucks cannot get to these places fast enough. So yeah, people are just taking matters into their own hands, right? Forming like a human chain to make sure to put the fire out. I'll get through the news articles and stories and the top things that are happening today before we talk about all your comments, and then we'll just have some kind of like free discussion, right? So next up, this Chinese fugitive arrested in Naiya. So let's go into the BI website. Sometimes they have some juicy stories, you know. Sometimes they just post pictures of empty halls. So I mentioned that yesterday. I don't understand the logic or the reasoning behind that. I don't know if it's because to show like, look how fast we are processing everybody through the doors, or some kind of proof of them working. I have no clue. But let's take a look at why this Chinese woman is arrested. The BI Commissioner Joe Anthony Viado shared the recent interception of a Chinese fugitive in Naiya. Viado shared the interception of Hao Bin, 57, after he attempted to transit via Philippines to the U.S. from Singapore last December. Huh? Who's a Chinese guy here? Is this like a random picture? I don't see no Chinese man. Maybe he got long hair. Maybe he pretended to be a woman. Who knows? Maybe I should just read the whole thing first. The APES is a system that collects and analyzes passenger information prior to arrival for advanced vetting and assessment. How is the subject of an Interpol Red Notice issued 2024 for her case? Now it's a her. So, okay, it is a woman. You know the thing with the language? I think from what I read, he and her in Filipino and Tagalog is like the same noun. It's difficult because I see it all the time. They say sister when it's a brother, sir when it's a ma'am. Maybe that's why they say sir, ma'am so often. Who knows? But anyway, let's get back to this. So for her case in China, she has been charged the crime of misappropriating funds in violation of Article 272 of Chinese criminal law and faces maximum of 15 years in prison. A case was filed against her by, so I guess she messing around with funds. She a thief. All right. I'm glad to see the BI has captured this Chinese fugitive. Now let's go on to Thailand. Thailand, this woman shares her story. A foreign traveler has shared online after being refused entry in Don Mueang Airport, saying the issue was not related to overstaying or breaking immigration rules. She stated that her previous stays in Thailand had always been legal, but immigration officers still denied her entry, highlighting how strict and sometimes unclear the process can be for arriving visitors. According to the post, travelers should be prepared to meet several requirements to increase the chances of being allowed into the country. These include carrying at least 20,000 baht, that's about $600 in cash, completing the digital arrival card, having confirmed accommodation in Thailand, and showing proof of onward travel. Okay, she later successfully entered Thailand through a different airport. Okay, that raises even more questions. Under Thailand's official entry rules, foreign tourists must provide evidence of sufficient financial means when entering the country. According to the Thai Ministry of Foreign Affairs, applicants for a tourist visa must show proof of finances, at least 20,000 baht per person or 40,000 baht for a family, along with other documents such as this and that and the other. Okay, so let me go ahead and let's get back to our show where you can see my big head firstly, and then we'll talk about it. Video capture, we got to be on. Display capture, we got to go off. All right. So the thing with that, firstly, the immigration officers have the right to deny you for any reason. Really, you are visiting a country as a tourist. You don't. They don't even have to give you a reason. I've been in places where the extremely rude immigration officer, they can deny you for any suspicion they have. The 20,000 baht thing has always been there. They just don't ask. That's the thing. Not only that, it's because recently they're really tightening down on people making multiple trips to Thailand, pretending to be tourists but living there. Just like any other country, you can't just simply walk or fly into a random place. So yeah, it sucks for you that they asked, but it's within their rights and it's within your responsibility to ensure you have funds. And just because they never asked before doesn't mean that you didn't need to have it, right? I've been to Thailand on dozens of occasions, never been asked, okay? But if they do ask, I have proof, and I would not be mad, first of all. And so be aware of these things. The thing is the same with the Philippines. The onward flight is extremely important. It's one of the few countries that I've recently been to that they require you to have it. And most of the time they don't ask. And if they do ask, it's from the airline themselves because they don't want to shoulder the cost of you getting deported if you don't enter the country for whatever reason. So the point is, yeah, most of us don't need it. We won't be asked for it, but it is still a requirement. I think it's more concerning that another airport allowed her to come into the country. But the reason for that could be because it's not a question that is generally asked. So that would make sense also. So that is basically the top stories for today. Nothing too crazy going on. So if you want to continue watching this, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the comments of a live stream here, see what people have to say regarding anything we talked about. And then for the rest of us, it's open season, baby. Let's get into our usual nonsense and ask a bunch of questions. So I'm going to read everybody's comments, so bear with me while I get through this because a lot of you guys said hello. Gotcha, says Robert. Beggy or Beggy? Beggy, Thailand and Cambodia again. I know, right? Crazy how that happened. I saw a video of a bunch of kids running out of school, which is pretty sad, man. Like, what's going on? Like, everybody, like one person points the finger to the other person, but it's from my perspective, from what I see, once again, could be biased, but it's always Cambodia starting it. I just don't care enough to actually do my own research, but it seems like they keep planting mines and then Thai soldiers step on it and then that's how it escalates. And then Cambodia makes like these audacious claims that they're using chemical gas, which I really don't think so, but I could be wrong, so please do your own research. But it just goes back and forth and it comes down to more than just that temple. It's an ongoing thing for centuries, and they always have feuds like this. Oh, this is my temple, this is my language, these are our clothing. Cambodia said like Muay Thai is actually Cambodian, the traditional dance is theirs and all this stuff. So I don't know, but yeah, definitely they're at it again. Hopefully they can resolve that because we don't need more wars. So let me go back to, because these chat filters are on and they only show me the top comments. So thank you, you're good, Richie, I appreciate it. Actually was playing over the channel, Alex. Oh, I see. I think when I one of those tabs probably had the YouTube thing on, so you guys got the audio, which is fine, so that's okay. But if it's a ongoing thing, it'll be a problem. Bao Bill says, after in the Philippines cost 1.5 million apartment, Vietnam's future brother. What? Eater in the Philippines will cost 1.5. Buddy, you gotta write a little. I'm illiterate as it is. I need your help. At least let me be able to read it. I think you're trying to say the Philippines has expensive apartments and Vietnam doesn't. Okay, so dude, you have not answered where you are, man. When did you ask where I'm at? Did you? I don't see it. I'm here in Bangkok right now. Bangkok, Thailand. 1 USD will be 80 pesos. I wouldn't be surprised, but that's not really a thing. Once again, don't look at that number, right? Because as soon as that goes up, everything else goes up too. Like 4 years ago, I was in Turkey, Istanbul. Amazing town, amazing city. $1 at the time was 8 lira. I don't even know what. Like, let me see. How much is $1 to Turkish lira right now? USD to lira. It's at 42. 5 times the amount. But that doesn't mean that I can go back there and get 5 times the value now. No. A can of soda was 8 lira back then. Now a can of soda will be 40 lira. You get what I'm saying? So let's not focus too much on it. This only makes a difference for large exchangers. If someone transfers a lot of money between banks or something like that, of course it helps, because during the transition period between any time the prices go up, you might be able to benefit from it. For example, markets and shops and restaurants are not going to automatically change their menus because the peso jumped or dropped 3 pesos. You get what I'm saying? So you'll make money and earn more for your buck that way. But over time, it corrects itself. So, yeah, something to just kind of be aware of if you guys didn't know or just knew, but we don't talk about it often, right? So keep that in mind. But yeah, 80 pesos would be nice. I might have to go back there next week, right? Richard Rich Abroad says, I hope so, since I live in Makati, but I work online and still get paid in US dollars. That is the ultimate dream, you know? I think the new dream is probably earning in dollars and spending in pesos or dong or baht or reais or whatever the currency is, so you get a lot more for your, you know, dollar. And work online for a few hours, you can live comfortably, right? Lewis says, a 7-year-old boy with HIV, what the hell is wrong, man? Yeah, born with the dump. If you're born with HIV, can't they catch it a lot earlier than 7 years? And what is more realistic, being born with it or somebody, you know, come on. It's a possibility, of course, but I think it's more likely that somebody diddled that kid, unfortunately. Mark says, I just got here to your live stream. Why do you say the peso as it's the new low? What is the American dollar worth now to the peso? How many pesos to the American dollar? Bruh, 59.22. Whores in Cebu have herpes. They do. Many whores in Cebu have herpes, HIV, chlamydia, gonorrhea. This is the case everywhere, in every city. Don't be fooled by the media, the public, the Catholic Church. Don't be fooled by the conservative values, family. Nah, bro. Everybody fucking out there. You're going to get it, for sure. If you're going to be a man whore and just do whoever, whenever, as it can be very easy, you're going to catch something. No matter how clean this girl looks, no matter how much she says she's a virgin, do not trust a word that a stranger tells you. And wrap it up until you can verify, confirm, or trust a girl, right? And even then, who knows, man? Wrap it up if you don't want to catch something. If you want to take the risk because it feels great, then by all means, go on and do it. But you might need a week worth of pill or injection or some kind of blood transfusion or formula or whatever they do now with the HIV stuff. What is better for me to read? I think it's better if I read from here. I think it's a bit more, I could look directly at the camera, right? I like that, I like that, I like that. Okay. So, yeah, I'm going to read from here. I think it's a little easier. It's also bigger, so I don't have to squint like a... Yeah, the whores have herpes. 3 ways to get AIDS. Blood transfusion, says Robert. Contaminated needles. Yes, and we won't mention the other one. So you ask yourself, whoever's watching this, what's the most likely situation? Cebu girls are more dangerous with sickness, man. They do rank among the highest with the HIV cases, for sure. Must be careful with Cebu Zamboanga girls that are also good scamming. Nah, I disagree. No woman in the world can scam me. I don't understand how people get scammed. No offense. Is this stopped now? Oh, that's me. That's why. I stopped it myself because of the audio. Yeah. Guys, I don't understand. Please, stop sending money to people. Stop buying people's stuff. Like, I met a guy, and he was upset because he bought a girl and her daughter an iPhone, brand new one each, and he wasn't able to get a hold of them. And he met them yesterday. Like, and that kind of mentality and situation is like a regular thing in the Philippines. I have no sympathy for anyone like that. Unless somebody like hacked into your, like, I get fraud alerts all the time. Somebody try to use my credit card from some random country because they have this automated algorithm. Yeah, that kind of scam is understandable. But women scam, I just don't understand. Like, I just don't get it. Can someone explain to me a scam? Just write it in the comment section. What do you consider a scam? And let me know so I can debunk it or just tell you why it's not a scam. Luis says, when I go to Thailand, I was never asked how much money I carry. I'm not sure if this is true or not. It is true, because that is part of the requirements of the visa on arrival or visa exemption. They just don't ask anybody. Thailand's like, they don't care. But if they do ask for whatever reason, because this girl, like she said multiple times this year, you can only come twice now to Thailand on a tourist 60-day visa. So that's why they probably stopped her. Have you all been asked? I've never been asked. Like I just said earlier, I've never been. Nope. All it seems to care about is my exit plan and have my outbound ticket. It gets listed in the e-travel now. It does, yeah. But they still look sometimes. True, true. I fly now business class round trip, and believe me, huge difference. I could imagine, bro. I can't imagine business class and economy class when you have a 20-hour flight. Oh my God. That must be like a world of a difference, right? So, yes, big time. Maybe one day I'll find like a great deal. Plus access to Mandawi Bay Club on the 3rd floor. Everything is free at the airport, yeah. What's the best island in the Philippines to settle? Already got a girlfriend in Cebu, but I don't trust her anyway. There's something in her eyes, and all eyes, honestly, here in Cebu. Yeah, don't trust her until she earns your trust. Depends what you mean by best, man. You want to go like scuba diving, surfing? Do you want to just be around conveniences? My favorite place is still Cebu, just because it has everything. Because I do YouTube, it's got a lot of expats. It's got immigration, international airport. It's got Bohol, Malapascua, Bantayan, you know, all the Muabal, all these places. If I want to go, plus, so for me, that's just because I'm very normal. But a lot of people do like Siargao, if you're into partying and surfing and all that. I've never even been to the northern side of it, so there's a lot of places in the Philippines. Like they say, 7,000 islands. They don't kid around, right? So let's just say even 1,000 of those are livable. You still got a whole bunch of places to see. Bro, let me give you a story. I met a dude who has a girlfriend in Cebu. We meet on the flight. He was talking nonstop about her. When I saw her in the airport, I remember her. Wow. Yeah, okay, I'm going to tell you guys a story. One time, what is going on with my voice, bro? Too much talking, huh? I just made a video for living abroad, so maybe that's what it is. You guys want to hear my personal story? Nah, you got to pay, bro. Time to set a goal. How about 3 stickers? Let's not get greedy. Oh, no, 5 stickers of $3 each. For 15 bucks, you can hear my story. We're going to set 30 minutes because I'm not trying to be here all day. So, we'll celebrate by sharing my whore experience. No, that's story. Liar, liar. Pants on fire. Sharing dating story of mine. If you guys don't know, I don't usually share stories of any kind. I'm not the type of guy that kisses and tells. But that does not mean that I am not involved in a lot of things. Just trying to read some of these comments. Hello from Malaysia. Ali, what's up, bro? How's it going? Here's a shocker on the herpes simplex 2 thing. 2 out of 3 people in the US carry the antivirus. What should that tell you? Yeah, that herpes shit, as I grow older, basically everybody has herpes, according to the data and what Robert just said. So if you don't know, you're one of the very few, 1 in 3 people that don't have it. So if you got the herpes, don't worry about it. It happens to everybody, apparently, or most people. Thank you. Pat says, guys, hit that like button. You know what? I'm going to cancel my goal. What's next? Lewis says, bro, let me... why these things are not in order? Oh, that's why. Because over here is top chats. Let's go to live chats. That way I can get everybody's comments. Hey, yo, what up, Alex Amigos here. Jose, what's up, man? Spur World, it's always high during the beginning of the month. At the end of the month, when it's payday, it will be back down. Good points. Hello, says Papoosh. What's up, bro? Ray Caitlin says, newsflash, no parrot smoothing. You can contract chirpies. Very funny. Robert says, LOL. To Louise, I could see the look on his face if you told him. I mean, he probably wouldn't believe you. Thank you. Nightcrow says, I like watching you talk. Well, I like talking to you. I like listening you tell me that you like me. Anyway, you get whatever. By the way, you guys watch, what's that guy's name? Nick Fuentes on Piers Morgan yesterday. Like a 2 or 3 hour interview. 2 hour interview. That guy, man. I don't want to start like a political debate, but just let me know if you watched it and like maybe what do you think if you want. Like, but it's so hard to, like I say, escape some of these things. Everything gets like political. Dude, when I see her, I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, no. Dude, when I saw her and she saw me, I was like, WTF, but I acted as if I never met her. My man, that's the bro code right there, man. You don't tell the guy you smashed his girl, so respect. He'll figure it out. Yeah, he will. She works in a famous hotel in Cebu, a 6-star hotel. And now imagine how many other guys met her. A lot. And then we wonder how they catch all the stuff. So, yeah. So how low did the Philippine drop? To 59.22. Right now it might be a different price, but that's what it closed at today. $1 US is currently worth around 59.39. Yes, Philippine peso, like something's happening. I don't think something's happening. It's always like pushing just... I mean, I think it's a whole bunch of factors, nothing specific. I wouldn't be surprised either way if it goes to 60 or 65 even, because of all this corruption going on until like the markets like correct itself. Like, who knows? When will you go to Cebu? Let's hang out. I don't know right now, to be honest, but keep watching the channel. I'm sure I'll let everybody know. Herpes boosts your immune system. I don't know if that's true, but I wouldn't be surprised. Bro, tell us a story of a whore thing. Nah, bro, I'm a private person, you know. Last me said about to leave the Philippines. Do you have any recommendations on visiting outside the Philippines, but in Southeast Asia? Bruh, everywhere. Go everywhere. What do you mean, do I have recommendations? Check out Living Abroad. There's hundreds of videos about me traveling Southeast Asia, but not recently. In the past couple years, I stopped posting it because it was a lot of work to make and edit and upload all these videos. But if you've never been to Thailand, that's my number one tip from the Philippines. Check out Thailand. You can go to Vietnam. Taiwan is very nice. Japan is awesome. Right now, even go to Bali. I know it's overpopulated, overcrowded. If you just get away from the main hubs, Bali's amazing. You know, so. And you don't have to go to Bali. They got a bunch of stuff. Malaysia is so underrated by a lot of people. I think Malaysia people don't even consider because of the Muslim vibe or whatever. They think they can't. Don't forget, Malaysia gets a lot more tourists than the Philippines. And even last year, they overtook Thailand. So they get a lot of tourists. And a lot of those women, they know they're there for a couple weeks only. So, hey, not only that, there's a lot of OFWs, workers, Bangladesh people, Nepalese people, all these people. So, you know. Maybe you can't date the local woman in a matter of a week or two, but maybe you can have someone like a OFW, a tourist, just all that stuff. Plus, Malaysia is very clean from the major areas. Amazing food, a lot of nature, you know, so pretty good place. I like it. You got Cameron Highlands, it's cooler weather. Penang, amazing Chinese influence. You can go to Malacca. It's got a Portuguese impact from all the sailors like hundreds of years ago. There's all these places. But yeah, Thailand is a good start. From there, go to Vietnam. And then from there, I don't know about Cambodia or Laos right now. Which one's at war? Cambodia. Yeah, so maybe check out Laos if you want something very, very chill, laid back, and like it takes you back in time almost, like 50 years probably. It's a me, 1337. Says hello. Nightcrow says, is there a new crazy virus running around U.S.? I saw something about some admiral talking crazy to Trump. Pretty crazy. I don't know about that. I thought I saw something like that, but I didn't look into it. Amigo says, I gotta watch the Nick Fuentes. Unfortunately, I gotta watch that interview, Nick Fuentes. Unfortunately, for some people, he's got some very good points. Well, the thing is, I don't want to say anything. Of course, nobody should feel what he's feeling. But he's so good at explaining what he's trying to say, but you forget quickly that what his overall view is. So it's the one thing I do appreciate about people is I don't think, actually I don't know, I really don't know. I don't know enough about him. I don't think you should follow a single person like religiously. They're just human beings. You can't believe everything somebody believes in. There's going to be disagreements with someone. So as far as politics go, I think it's okay to believe in like an ideology more than like an individual. I mean, for me at least, I don't think I care about any human being that much to like dedicate my thoughts towards that person, and no matter what they say, I'm gonna go ahead and follow them down that path. So, and the thing that kind of was annoying with Nick Fuentes is like he's kind of contradicting himself. So that's the one thing. He doesn't, like, he stands really strong on something, but he contradicts himself in the next 2 or 3 sentences. And if somebody calls him out on it, he just simply changes the topic and just starts talking about something else. Do you plan to do any business in Thailand? I'm going to be honest with you guys. I've thought about it, and if I had to choose between doing a business in Thailand or the Philippines, I would choose Thailand. The only business I would do here probably is I could see myself living here. So buying a place here would be a very easy decision for me. There's a lot of positives about it. Just the main thing is the quality and the value is far superior to other countries that I've seen. And it's so mainstreamed and organized, a lot of these things. So aside from that, business-wise, I don't know what I would do, but I don't want to work like that, So if I did do a business, it had to be something like scalable. I don't want to dedicate a lot of time to it. So something online or something like that, but nothing crazy. I'm not really ambitious financially like that. I just need enough to live, and I'm happy with that. I have my retirement plan. I have stuff like that. So when I get older, if I have kids, they're gonna be fine. But for my day-to-day living, I'm not the type of person that wants to like ball out till I fall out and like show money or like go do expensive shit that I know I can't really afford. Yeah, once in a while I do something, but it's not something I strive for. So that's just me though. Should I have another coffee right now? I had like 3 already. Boo. Yeah, people are very friendly. Actually, pretty much all Asian countries have amazingly friendly people. You just have to watch out for those that are fake friendly, But Malaysians definitely some of the friendliest, for sure. Alex, how are you? I gotta tell you, man, you are an early for West Coast U.S. time. It's like 5:35, but I'm with you. You got my support. Thank you, man. Neil, I appreciate that. It's just I gotta do it this way because it's either this way or reverse. I gotta do lives in the, you know what I mean? So right now it's nighttime in the Philippines, 9:40 p.m. So once this live is ended, I'm gonna privatize it. You can't see this live again, basically. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna release the first 30 minutes of this video, like a regular video on YouTube. That's the plan for the next little bit, see what happens. If it doesn't work out, then I'll go back to making the same kind of videos, and we'll do these lives once in a while just to say hello or something, Malaysia women are so nicer and not like Thai or Pinoy women. Always a good time there. Yeah, Malaysia is great. Robert said, weird thing about viruses. You hear of one, look up and see if there's any patent on it. If there is, it was altered inside a lab. You can't get a patent on something that occurs naturally. Hey, oh, good point. I didn't even know that was a thing, but it makes perfect sense to me. Why would there be a patent on a virus? It's obviously created, right? I'm not going to some places where people are chewing cockroaches and spiders and crazy ass bugs. So when you say that, do you mean you're not going to that country? Because I dare you to tell me one country in the world that they don't eat shit like this. Come on, man. If you're saying in the open public, yeah, I get it. If everybody on the street is eating roaches, that's a problem. But all these countries have some kind of exotic thing they eat. And what you might consider disgusting to them, it might be not. But I agree with you. I don't like that either. But it's very hard to find a place like that where there's no, like some of the stuff people eat in like Ireland, blood sausage or whatever, or even some European countries, they eat all kinds of weird stuff. So I hear you a little bit, but you can't think that way because you're gonna shut yourself off of so much beauty and experiences that you could have without eating roaches. You know, nobody's forcing a roach in your mouth, kind of thing. Look up the ingredients and see where they come from. It'll blow your mind. I'm sure it's crazy. Which interview with Nick Fuentes? He was several in the past 5 days. Jones, he just did one last night with Pierce Morgan. And I was just about to go to sleep and it was live. I'm like, let me hear what this guy had to say. And I sit there like this for like an hour. I'm like, bro, I gotta go to sleep. You gotta talk about something different. So, like 2 hour long. Yeah, so that was kind of weird because he's talking about immigration and all this. And then he's like, my dad's half Mexican, my mom's Italian, Irish. And Pierce is like, bro, like you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for immigration. He's like, oh, but I'm different, you know? Like, so I'm like, okay, that's cool. But then he makes some good points on some other stuff. I'm like, okay, this is why it's like challenging to follow an individual because they can, first of all, they can change their mind. They can be obviously compromised by either the feds or by money or by, like, well, look what happened to the Marjorie Taylor Greene lady. She got threatened and she booked it immediately. And then she's talking about how I'm not going to give up. I'm like, well, you just gave up. So which is it? Are you a fighter or you want to protect your family? It's kind of weird, right? So this is what I mean. You can't follow an individual. Even for me, like, don't just take my word for shit. See if I'm lying about stuff. If I come out here and say, oh, you know, I'm staying in Bangkok, and next thing you know, I'm fucking living in Toronto or something. You're like, this guy is full of shit. I'm not going to believe him. You know, so that's what I'm saying. Do your own research, but that's what the interview was about. Yeah, Robert, all good, bro. Robert said, I'll buy you a coffee, but you said to stop sending money. Yeah, I appreciate it, because I feel like, you know, that's a moral obligation for me to, like, you know, it's not just like, you also, I'm sure, earned your money it's not like you picked up from a piece of, like, not a piece of tree, like leaves, I'm trying to say, on a tree. Money is earned, right? Ray says, no blind obedience. That's what I'm talking about. That's the perfect way and words I'm trying to use. You should not be, you know, following somebody blindly. A nice video, Alice. Keep doing it. I will keep checking it. Thank you. I appreciate that. They eat pig blood in the Philippines. I mean, they eat dogs, cats. Maybe not cats, but like some parts of the Philippines is still, although it's illegal, eat dogs. Korea eats dogs, like openly, and they don't want to stop. There's like a huge protest about it. Some people might say dog is the same as a cow, right? So what makes dog any better? But personally, I don't like it. I don't support it. So, but it doesn't make sense for me to say I'm not going to go to Japan, to the Philippines, or Korea because of like one thing, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, black pudding, all this stuff. Some countries you have to keep watch of your dog. Exactly. Luis says Europe is fucked. So many things are happening there. I don't know when I'll be robbed over there, man. Do you see all of what's happening in the UK and Paris? Yeah, it's getting crazy. It's getting wild. But then someone can look at the US and say the same shit, right? Someone can look at the Philippines and say, well, Alex is always talking about murders. I can't go to the Philippines now. If you look into any country and if you start like continuously watching it and the news, it's all set up to give you only negative. Like there's studies done about this. It's called, there's an actual term for it. Like people get more, they're more engaged with negativity, and the algorithm knows that. They make more money from that, so they know you're not going to get off, which it keeps feeding you that negative stuff, right? And then misinformation and like fake information, and you got to like figure out who's telling the truth, and eventually you fall down this rabbit hole of like really negative mindset, which I don't support, but I understand it. Neil said, you must try different foods when you are in other countries. People that make those blind statements probably haven't traveled outside the U.S. or whatever country they are from. I agree. I don't know about the whole, they may have never traveled, but I think they might be closed-minded. And not, I don't eat a lot of stuff either. I don't think people should just completely like open their whole, you know, diet to whatever that country is offering. But I've never been to a country where they don't have some kind of option for you. For example, people that just automatically think, oh, Thai food's spicy, I'm not going to eat it. Actually, there's a lot of Thai food that's extremely sweet. There's a lot of sugar in Thai food. sweet and sour is probably more popular than spicy. So that's one thing, right? So automatically they kind of they don't want to try it just because, oh, like Indian food, oh, it's gross, disgusting. You're gonna get the shits. Well, some Indian food is actually pretty good, right? If you actually sit down and try like biryani or like, there's a bunch of stuff. I'm not gonna name all Thai food, but like tikka masala or like not even like butter chicken. People say that's like a British food. My point is the rotis and like the lamb. There's a lot of vegetarian options. Mexican food. How stereotypical to say, oh, it's gonna give you like diarrhea. You know why? Because Taco Bell, you went once with your friends and you had diarrhea. That's not real Mexican food, right? So yeah, I agree. You gotta be open a little bit, but you also can't choose what you want to put in your body. And if you don't want to put roaches in your body, then don't. I don't eat roaches either, but it's everywhere. Did you see the P. Diddy documentary? He killed Tupac, man. Everybody in the rap game and whoever followed hip hop from the 90s had this inclination that, you know, Diddy killed Pac. It's not even like a thing. Even Eminem mentioned it in his Kill Shot verse like 3 or 4 years back. All the time people talk. I didn't watch it because I don't really care. I watched the highlights. Actually, I made a Diddy reference in Living Abroad's video that's going to be released tomorrow, which I thought was funny. Anyways, but yeah, I did not watch the documentary. I'm sure it's entertaining, but I haven't seen it yet and don't plan on watching it. I pretty much saw all the talk shows and podcasts cover the main points, and now I just feel like I don't need to watch it. Yeah, the food is sweet. There's more sugar in the Philippines food. Yeah, well then, I mean, if you're going to compare Philippines to Thai food, 100% more sugar in the Philippines food compared to Thai food. It's me says, I live in Phuket, but it really sucks now too. Many people, too much traffic, I think, moved to the Philippines or Vietnam. Not sure now. Well, guess what? Vietnam just got 20 million visitors in 11 months. So it ain't that. It's pretty crowded there too, depending on where you go, right? So how many people watching this? Well, we got 60 people watching this. Bebo. Guys, hit the like button. Double tap your phone, you know? It helps the algorithm. Maybe consider subscribing if you're new, you know? NWO is slowly creeping up on the Southeast Asia, unfortunately. Are you talking about NWO as in the New World Order? Or the rap group? Or what? Huh? I did not like Vietnam? Please tell me why. Right now. Why did you not like Vietnam? I was in Vietnam twice this year, alone. Come on, man. Why? How? Explain to me how you don't like Vietnam before I lose my... Should I make a coffee? I was going to end this live stream, but 60 people, I cannot disappoint, right? Now it's 45. I've had 3. I'm not going to have another one, but maybe tomorrow. I love Pattaya. They have almost everything. They do. But based on your previous comments, I can tell that you're a partier. And I can, yeah, of course, you can't compare the biggest red light district in the world to like a place like Da Nang or, you know. So from those perspectives, you didn't like it because you couldn't have access to the same things that you did in Pattaya, perhaps. Bird nest soup, yeah, that's pretty bad too. It's the grasshoppers, scorpion, delicious. I'm sure they are, but I think most of it, from my perspective, it's like a mental thing. It's not really a actual taste thing. I just can't get over the fact that I'm eating something that creeps me out, basically. Amigo 2K10 says, I'm not even gonna lie. I was craving for those little crispy dry fish and vinegar with some white rice. Tell me you've been to the Philippines without telling me you've been to the Philippines, right? Robert says, 60 people watching and only 1 like, LOL. No way. No way I got only 1 like. Do I have only 1 like? I don't believe you, man. Let me check it out. There's no way I got 1 like. If I have 1 like, I'm going to end this live stream right now. I'm telling you right now. It's ending right now. Where do I even see the likes? Let's see. No, I see 32 likes. 1 like. I'm gonna end this live stream right now. 32. I'm telling you right now. It's ending right now. Where do I even see the likes? Let's see. Louise Bryant says Vietnam food option was not so good, and then people are not so friendly. No, I see 32.
People are not
like,
friendly.
I'm
They
gonna
don't
end this
speak
live
English
stream right now.
widely.
I think maybe that's what it was.
Right now.
And
Ending.
I
right
have
now.
to disagree with the people for sure. I do
Where
have
do I
to
even
agree
see
with the
the
food
links?
option. If you don't eat like
Let's see.
some of the staple foods, the
Louise
Louise
Bryant
Bryant
said
said
Vietnam
Vietnam
food
food
option
option
was
was
not
not
so
so
good,
good,
and then
there's a
people
lot of
are
Western
not so
options,
friendly.
but aside from pho,
No, I see 32.
Like,
I'm like,
it's all
I'm
that's
gonna
kind
end
of
this live stream
English
right now.
widely. I think maybe that's what it was.
Right now.
And
Ending.
versatile.
Right
I have
now.
to disagree with the people for sure. I do
Where
have
do
to
I even
agree
see
with
the
the food
links?
option. If you don't eat like
Let's see.
some of the staple foods, the
Louise Bryant said Vietnam food option was not so good, and then
there's a lot of
people are
Western
not so
options,
friendly.
but aside from pho,
No, I see 32. I'm like,
it's all
I'm
that's
gonna
kind
end
of
this live stream right now.
I think maybe that's what it was. And morning
Ending.
versatile. I
Right
have
now.
to disagree with the people for sure. I do
Where
have
do I
to
even
agree
see
with
the
the
links?
option. If you don't eat like
Let's see.
some of the staple foods, the
Louise Bryant said Vietnam food option was not so good, and then
there's a lot of
people are
Western
not so
options,
friendly.
but aside from pho,
No, I see 32. I'm like, I'm gonna end this live stream right now.
I think maybe that's what it was. And morning
Ending.
versatile.
Right
I have
now.
to disagree with the people for sure. I do
Where
have
do I
to
even see the
agree with
links?
the option. If you don't eat like
Let's see.
some of the staple foods,
Louise Bryant said Vietnam food option was not so good, and then
there's a lot
people
of
are
Western
not so
options,
friendly.
but aside from pho,
No, I see 32. I'm like, I'm gonna end this live stream right now.
I think maybe that's what it was. And morning
Ending.
versatile.
Right
I have to
now.
disagree with the people for sure. I do
Where
have
do I
to
even see the
agree
links?
with the people. If you don't eat like
Let's see.
some of the staple foods,
Louise Bryant.
for real? Oh, I know why. I just figured something out. I know what's happening. I know what is happening. So, I understand. I understand. But I know for sure the double echo thing will not happen again. Because, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. If you guys can see my screen. So the echo is coming from the audio output. Where is it? So here is from the speakers, but I also have the audio from my camera as the output. So whenever I play a video, you guys can hear it. So while I talk, you also hear that nonsense, thus causing the echo. But now I think it may have been fixed. So I've shut that down. No more audio echo, hopefully. Sound like a full house. Hey, Beggy. It is. All right. Thank you for letting me know. Neil, Alice, you fucked up your audio when you went to looking for those lights. You have computer volume up double live stream. Got you. Thank you. Churmac Daddy. Churmac Daddy. I agree. My Filipino girlfriend has a construed opinion of USA, but the networks kind of over embellish a situation. I wish she'd come here, but you can't blame all the negative she's scared of. Yeah, and people could say the same thing about the Philippines, unfortunately, right? They can think that the Philippines is very what? Display capture? Why did it kill that? Display capture, done. Yeah, people could think the Philippines is very dangerous when I don't think it is. I don't think the Philippines is any more dangerous than any other country for tourists if you just don't get involved with alcohol, drugs, and money lending and banging somebody's wife. You'll be all right. It just depends on a lot of it. Depends on the individual. Of course, random crimes happen, but I think they happen everywhere. Okay. The peso is not going down. The dollar is going up. Okay, you can look at it whichever way you want. We're talking about the exchange rate, not the strength of each individual currency. Of course, it's compared to the US dollar. Sound like a full house. Good now. Thank you. Neil says, okay, you fix it. It's done. It's good, right? You open up your computer audio and your camera audio. Yes. And when I reload, it sounded like all the voices in my head that I have an argument at one time. pretty funny. You fixed it, thank you. As of now, 40 likes. Nick is okay, but Candace is the best. I'm a big supporter of Candace Owens. I haven't seen a single thing she says. Like, people that call her conspiracy theorist, they haven't actually watched what she's talking about. If you just listen to the part where she says Macron's wife is a man, okay, that sounds absurd. But if you watch like a 5-part, 10-hour series of why she feels that way, you might be like, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if she got a ding-dong down there, right? So, from that perspective, I think she asked a lot of questions that make sense to me. And every time she provided anything with Charlie Kirk, nobody can refuse it. People call her crazy, but she brought receipts. She showed evidence. She showed text between both of them saying, like, you know, Charlie was abandoning the Jewish, like, propaganda nonsense that they wanted to give her money. He didn't want to change his stance, all this shit. My point is, I'm not saying that, I mean, she hasn't said it either. She hasn't directly said who's responsible, but all she's saying is, like, for example, none of this makes sense, that she wants some answers. So that's my position on those things. I don't know how she was before. I only started watching her like for about a year. So I don't really know what she said before that. I can't really say for that. But for right now, what she's talking about, it makes sense to me, for sure. I've mentioned this before several times, but I'm right by the highway here, and everything goes through here, so it sounds worse than it is. I always feel like somebody's dying out there, but it could be the streets. People get into accidents all the time, you know? Amigo says, it's funny how some people claim Southeast Asia is dangerous are the same people who live in a country where school shootings have become the new norm. I want to mention something. I had no idea the number of school shootings that occur in the U.S. until recently. The only ones I heard was like the major ones, of course, and it's a tragic incident. But then when you find out that the U.S. is averaging 1 point whatever shooting per day, that's insane, no? That's crazy. Like, you have once a day, somebody decides to go into a classroom, attempt to, or at least start blasting, which was a really shocking stat that I heard. Then you consider how big the country is, so you're like, okay, maybe proportionally it kind of does make sense. But then you consider other large countries with large populations, and I think it's one of the few negative, well, I'm sure there's a lot, but like one of the negative traits that's very American. There's not many countries you find that school shootings are like a regular, daily occurrence by definition. But pretty sad. I don't know. Hopefully in time, education, some kind of reform. I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna fix that, but it is pretty wild to hear that. Good thing I don't go to school, right? What's my opinion about splurging on economy versus business class? I'm definitely doing business for a 26-hour flight. Yeah. My opinion is if you can afford it, do it. Like, it's a very good investment. So, one of the reasons why I haven't gone back to Canada in like 2 years or whatever is the flight. It's too long. I don't want to sit, even in business class, I think I'll be uncomfortable, but definitely more uncomfortable in economy class. It's too far, and like, why cough up $2,000 when I could do a video call with my friends and my loved ones, you know? So that's just the way I think. Unless I have a reason to go back, I'm not going back anytime soon. And 95% of the reason is this long flight. I have to take like sleeping pills or something. It's just too long, you know? Yeah, so Google the stats of mass shootings in the U.S. It is a crazy amount. And any update in the earthquake in Japan? Last I heard, they're expecting one this week if it hasn't already landed. Somebody, I think maybe there has landed a 7.0 earthquake. Let's take a look together. Dun, dun, dun. So let me see. Earthquake. Japan. Nippon. Earthquake across Hokkaido and Tohoku region. Okay, at 7.6. Damn. See, this is why it's important. Let me share my screen here. Nope, not that. This is why it's important to always double check your sources and see where it's coming from. So they say this is in Japan, but you could clearly see a Sora watermark on it. This is AI generated. So people that do this, I feel like this should be punishable by the law. They should not make real events using AI. That is just garbage, you know? But I don't know what happened here. Why isn't it playing? So why would somebody do that? Like, that is so wrong. Like, it's so wrong to make it seem like Japan got hit by earthquake and this is the image they use. Garbage people. Piss me off. But it looks like there's credible evidence that some earthquake took place. 7.6 earthquake just occurred in Japan, where a tsunami warning was in effect earlier, now canceled. No tsunami threat expected at this time. 7.6 is pretty big. Anything over 7 is giant, right? So this is the only credible one I've seen, this video here. Wow. Let's take a look at this. So, one thing I want to mention, obviously earthquakes are really scary and frightening, but if I could choose any country in the world to be in during an earthquake, it would be Japan. They're well prepared, they deal with these for a long time, they have excellent engineers and everything's built to withstand like major earthquakes. Of course there's still going to be some casualties probably, but not to the level of, like, let's say the Philippines or another country that hasn't quite developed earthquake stuff yet. Earthquake stuff? You know what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to go through my feed, see if anything pops out so you could talk about. So while annual new human HIV cases, infection, and AIDS-related deaths continue to decline globally and in Asia and Pacific, the cases in the Philippines steadily rise. Okay, but that could be just like based on more testing available, more information being out there, so people are just getting tested more, or it could be actually more people getting it. Either way, just be careful out there. Yo, what is that pizza saying, bro? Send that my way. Okay, so that's basically it. Yeah, this is the Nick Fuentes stuff that we talked about yesterday. What? That's a person? What am I looking at? Where's the kid's head? Anyways, so let me go and back to my little display capture. Boop. Alright guys, I'm going to end this soon, so feel free to ask any of your final questions. That's basically it. Once again, I'll continue to do it in this format in case it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. Truth Serum says, in IT Park Cebu, the cleaning lady said she was single. Then the next 2 weeks, some guy was with her all the time while she had her head down when she seen me shaking my head. It's like, why lie? Why? Because she want to be with you, bro. She says she's single, so you be like, yo, for real, why don't you come over to my place and clean my yard? You know what I mean? But, yeah, I mean, how many men lie about being single too, right? Richie likes the format. Thank you. All right, we got some positive feedback. I like that. Now, let's see how YouTube likes it. If YouTube too likes the format, then I'll go ahead and continue this. But one question I'm kind of unclear about still. I'm wondering if I should keep the live stream like public so people can continue watching until tomorrow, or block it so whoever, because I'm worried that if I keep the live stream, then tomorrow when I release the first 30 minutes, nobody's really going to watch it because they've seen the live. But then maybe I'm capturing like a different audience, so that's something I don't really know about right now. Figuring that out. Maybe I'll try tonight. Maybe I'll keep this live. Let's test this out, right? Let's just play around with it, see what happens. Yeah, I'll keep this live up here. Maybe I'll get some views, and then in the morning I'll just release the first part. Oh no, I didn't even stop recording. Damn. Okay, well, guess what? Tomorrow's video is going to be extremely long. So I guess at that point, I'd have to privatize it when the new one gets released. Makes sense, makes sense. What are we talking about? Saying goodbye now because I'm tired. My brain is not braining. Life is cool, but words can come back and bite you in the ass, LOL. Nah, I don't fear words. Like, what are they going to do to me, bro? Nothing. I don't fear another man, number one. And I don't say anything bad enough to put me in prison. So, you're going to what, cancel me? Please cancel me so I don't have to do this shit anymore. Right? So, that's the thing. Me, I'm like the type of person that I don't do nothing unless I'm forced to. You know, I'm like, unless my back's against the wall, then I'm like, all right, let's put in some work and start a business or do something. Right now, I'm very comfortable. So I think comfort creates laziness, which I don't know if I'm lazy, but I'm comfortable. I put a lot of work into YouTube. So if I get canceled or the channel don't work out, then hey, man, it was fun while it lasted, and I'll focus on something else. Probably save myself a whole bunch of time and stress and headache. Yeah, you're right, Richie. I'll check my analytics, see what happens. Yes, different audience listen to you in the morning for sure. All right, that's it, guys. Thank you for being on the live and supporting the channel. Thank you guys for asking questions. It's because of you guys I can go on this long and talk about different topics, or else it'll be boring, you know? So I appreciate all of you guys being here, liking, and subscribing. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Bye.